Okay, so you got the second New Deal that comes up. You got challenges to the New Deal, okay? Support of Roosevelt and his New Deal begins to fade around 1935. The effectiveness of the New Deal was questioned by right and left-wing politicians both. Roosevelt had used deficit spending to pay for his programs, meaning that the government was spending money that it really didn't have. He abandoned a balanced budget and borrowed money to pay for his programs. The American Liberty League was created as business leaders and anti-New Deal politicians from both parties organized to oppose the New Deal. You get left-wing Democrat Senator Huey Long, who proposed taking property from the rich and dividing it up against the poor. It was believed that if he ran as a third-party candidate, he would win several million votes, possibly enough for a Republican victory. Father Charles Coughlin, who was a Catholic priest in Detroit, gave further support to Huey Long through his popular radio broadcasts. Dr. Francis Townsend, who was a former public health official, proposed that the federal government pay citizens over the age of 60 a pension of $200 a month. This would increase spending and create additional jobs for younger people, was the idea. All right, well, that concludes that part. Hold on one second. We'll move on. Okay, so Roosevelt launches the Second New Deal, which is a series of new programs and reforms to speed up recovery and provide economic security to Americans. He hoped the plan would increase his chances of being reelected in 1936 as well. He started the WPA, which is the Works Progress Administration, and it was a federal agency headed by Harry Hopkins. It spent $11 billion over several years creating jobs for workers. Its most controversial aspect was offering work to artists, musicians, theater people, and writers. So it was not just everything, not just building projects and things like that. It artwork and stuff. In a Supreme Court case, Schechter versus United States, the court struck down the National Industrial Recovery Act, which was a kind of a blow to Roosevelt. The court ruled that the Constitution did not allow Congress to delegate its powers to the executive branch. It ruled the NERA codes were unconstitutional. Roosevelt feared the court would strike down most of his New Deal, so he ordered Congress to remain in session until his new bills were passed. This was nicknamed the Second 100 Days by the press. All right. New labor legislation was created because Roosevelt believed in high union wages to allow more spending power to boost the economy. In July 1935, the National Labor Relations Act, which was also known as the Wagner Act, was passed, guaranteeing workers the right to organize unions without employer interference. The law set up the National Labor Relations Board, or the NLRB, which organized factory elections by secret ballot to determine if workers wanted to form a union. Binding arbitration was also set up, in which a neutral party would listen to both sides and decide an issue. This gave dissatisfied union members a process to voice their complaints. In 1935, the Committee for Industrial Organization, or the CIO, was formed to organize industrial unions. After 2 union men were demoted at the General Motors auto body plant in Cleveland, Ohio, workers protested with a sit-down strike where they stopped working but refused to leave the plant. Workers at the company's plant in Flint, Michigan did the same. Violence broke out, and finally the company gave in to the unions. The United Auto Workers, or the UAW, was formed and quickly became one of the most powerful unions in the United States. All right, so the Social Security Act became a law in 1935, and this provided security for the elderly, unemployed workers, and other needy people. It has greatly expanded its role since then. The bill would provide a monthly retirement benefit and unemployment insurance for these type people. Workers earned the right to receive the benefits by paying premiums each out of their paychecks. Social Security helped many people, but initially it left out many of the neediest members of society, such as farmers and domestic workers. All right, that is the end of our second one, the Second New Deal. Look for the Edmodo quiz on that, and good luck with that. Thank you.